Hello there and welcome to Emirates News, broadcasting from Dubai. I'm Greg Fairley. The headlines tonight. The President says Hope probe enters history as a source of pride for the UAE. The Vice President tweets about the successful launch of the UAE's Hope probe and the commencement of its journey to Mars. In the business tonight, Emirates MBD delivers net profit of 4.1 billion dirhams in the first 6 months of 2020. And in sport, Al Wada make several pre-season purchases with new manager and new players coming in. The President, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, today said that the launch of the Hope probe on its historic journey to Mars under the slogan of "Nothing is Impossible" constitutes a national and Arab achievement and an advanced Emirati push in the process of building global knowledge in space. In his speech to mark the occasion, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa said that we followed with great pleasure and pride today the news of the successful launch of the Hope probe, whose idea was developed within our national and research institutions and was designed and manufactured with the effective participation of a young national elite of bright minds, highly qualified and trained and sincere young Emiratis. His Highness added that Hope probe represents another high-quality, high-value addition to the UAE's outstanding achievements that will enter history as a source of pride for the UAE and its people. Sheikh Khalifa expressed his appreciation for the inspiring messages delivered by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces of the Hope probe team for a few hours before the launch of the mission. The President also congratulated Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, their Highnesses, the Supreme Council members and the rulers of the Emirates and the UAE people on the successful launch of the mission. The President today sent a message of congratulations to the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jabbar Al Sabah, on the successful surgery he underwent. President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa expressed his sincere wishes to the Kuwaiti Emir for a speedy recovery and continuous good health. The Vice President and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi also sent similar congratulatory messages to the Kuwaiti Emir. The President today sent a message of condolences to the Emir of Kuwait on the death of Sheikh Nasser Al Hamoud Al Jabbar Al Sabah. In his message, Sheikh Khalifa expressed his sincere sympathies to Al Sabah, asking Allah Almighty to rest the deceased soul in peace and grant his family patience to bear the loss. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid and His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed also dispatched similar messages to the Kuwaiti Emir. The Vice President today marked the successful launch of the UAE's Hope probe, which took off from Japan's Tanegashima Space Center earlier this morning. Sheikh Mohammed tweeted, "We proudly announce the successful launch of the Hope probe. The ground control station in Dubai has received the first signal from the probe after its solar panels were successfully deployed to charge its batteries. Our 493 million kilometre journey to the Red Planet starts here." Dubai Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, today marked the successful launch of the UAE's Hope probe. Sheikh Hamdan tweeted a video along with the caption, "There is no impossible where there is faith and strong will."
اليوم عيد في دولة الإمارات.
3 2 1 إطلاق.
أوجه شكري وتقديري لفريق العمل. تحية للرجال، تحية للأبطال، تحية لبنات الوطن، المهندسات وصاحبات الإنجازات. في دولة الإمارات.
The chairman of the Dubai Media Council, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, today marked the successful launch of the UAE's Hope probe. Sheikh Ahmed tweeted, "The world has witnessed a historical milestone, a great achievement for the region. The @Hope Mars mission embarks on a journey to explore space, a dream that Arabs have aspired to since ancient times. It is now a reality and part of a promising future." Sheikh Ahmed also added that the Hope probe team worked relentlessly for more than 5 years to turn ambition into reality, defying the toughest conditions to complete this mission on time. They are an inspiration for young people in the UAE, the region and the world. The UAE's first Arab interplanetary space mission began its epic journey to Mars today, writing another page in history for the nation and the region. The Hope probe blasted off from Japan's Tanegashima Space Center at 1:58 a.m. UAE time early this morning. The probe then successfully released from the rocket at 02:55, and its solar panels were deployed to charge the probe's battery. Around 3:10 a.m., the UAE Space Agency and Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center announced that the ground control station in Dubai successfully received the first transmission from the Hope probe. The ground control team at the centre has now full control of the probe as it makes its way to the Red Planet, covering a distance of around 500 million kilometres at a cruising speed of 121,000 kilometres per hour. The team in Dubai will be monitoring the functions of the probe to ensure that all systems are working properly. It will take 7 months to travel to the Red Planet and is expected to reach its Mars orbit in February 2021, marking the 50th anniversary of the UAE. The probe will then orbit Mars for 2 years to gather sufficient data about the Martian atmosphere, which will give scientists deeper insight into the past and future of our own planet, as well as the potential of life for humans on Mars and other distant planets. The Hope probe team will communicate and share findings with the global Mars science community on key questions that no other mission has addressed before. NASA has congratulated the UAE on an inspiring mission of hope, describing it as the culmination of tremendous hard work and dedication. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine says that as the beginning of the UAE's journey to Mars with the ultimate goal of human habitation of the Red Planet, this mission is aptly named since it's a symbol of inspiration for the UAE, the region and the world. Abu Dhabi police vehicles have been branded with the logo of the UAE's Mars mission to celebrate the launch of the first interplanetary mission by an Arab Muslim country. Officials say it's a strong expression of pride and happiness for the UAE people. The probe took off earlier this morning from the Tanegashima Space Center in Japan. The first fleet of customized field patrol vehicles took to the roads of the Emirates on Sunday. Abu Dhabi police personnel have expressed their pride at participating in a historic and unprecedented event. The Ministry of Health and Prevention have announced 271 new cases of the coronavirus in the UAE, bringing the total to 57,193. The infections were discovered thanks to 27,000 additional tests that were carried out in recent days. Meanwhile, it's also been announced that the total number of recovered cases has now reached 49,621 after 352 patients made a full recovery. Sadly, one more person has died due to virus, bringing the total number of deaths here to 340. Taking a look at global numbers, and there are now more than 14.5 million cases of the coronavirus around the world. That's according to Johns Hopkins University, who say that over 606,000 people have died from the virus. The US still has the highest number of cases at close to 3.8 million and a record number of deaths with over 140,000 fatalities. Brazil is in second place with total cases approaching 2.1 million and its death tally standing at over 79,000. India is the third worst affected country in the world with more than 1.1 million cases and its death tally is fast approaching 30,000. Meanwhile, Russia currently has over 770,000 confirmed cases and more than 12,000 deaths. And South Africa is now the fifth worst affected country in the world from the coronavirus, as its total number of infections is now approaching 365,000 cases and over 5,000 deaths. Schools across the UAE are set to reopen for the new academic year on Sunday, August 30th. The Ministry of Education have formally confirmed that the 2020 to 2021 academic year will begin on that date, as per the calendar already approved by the Ministerial Development Council. All teaching staff, as well as those working in administrative roles at the schools, will be required to resume work a week before, on Sunday, August 23rd. While this confirmation will be welcome news to parents across the UAE, it still hasn't been communicated as to what learning will actually look like when the students go back at the end of August. The Indian consulate in Dubai is to open on holidays and provide consular access all year round. That's according to the new Consul General of India in Dubai, Dr. Aman Puri, who took charge yesterday with the promise of providing 365 days of consular access to the expat community in Dubai and the Northern Emirates. The new monthly open house system comes into effect from August 1st and is being implemented to address the emergency concerns of the Indian expats during the difficult times of the COVID-19 pandemic. Staff at the Dubai Statistics Centre are the happiest among all other government department employees in the Emirates, with a rating of more than 97%. That's according to the latest happiness index for Dubai government workers, which was revealed last night. Dubai Public Prosecution came second on the list with a rating of 93.5%, followed by Dubai Police at nearly 92%. The average happiness rating across all Dubai government workplaces was 85%. The survey looked at factors like job loyalty, positivity, job satisfaction and functional harmony at the workplace. Time for a short break, but stay with us here on Emirates News. The business is coming up next, and Emirates MBD delivers net profit of 4.1 billion dirhams in the first 6 months of 2020 on the back of higher provisions and absence of one-off gains. That story and the rest of today's business on the way when we continue. Welcome back to Emirates News. Our top story tonight, the President said the launch of the Hope probe on its historic journey to Mars under the slogan of "Nothing is impossible" constitutes a national and Arab achievement and an advanced Emirati push in the process of building global knowledge in space. Time now for the business. Dubai Customs says that the Emirates' external food trade volumes in the first half of the year came to 9 million tonnes. In value terms, that amounts to 32 billion dirhams. Dubai's 6.23 million tonnes of food imports hit a value of 22 billion dirhams, while 2.1 million tonnes of exports reached a value of 5.5 billion dirhams, and 733,000 tonnes of re-exports was valued at 4.5 billion dirhams in the first half of 2020. Dubai Customs says the high volumes helped ensure food security, met local market needs for different food commodities in a timely manner, even at the height of the global COVID-19 crisis. Dubai Chamber has announced the launch of a task force to address the issue of late payments. The task force on prompt payment practices for subcontractors and suppliers will explore the main causes of late payments, raise awareness and encourage the adoption of best payment practices within the business community here in Dubai. Research will focus on analysing the gravity of the situation and create tools and processes in line with the global best practices that can be implemented by companies to make payments on time. Emirates MBD has posted a net profit of 4.1 billion dirhams for the first half of 2020. That's down 45% year on year. The drop in profit was attributed to higher provisions and the absence of one-off gains during the period. Net interest income improved 36% year-on-year to 9.3 billion dirhams, supported by loan growth and higher margins from DenizBank. Total assets rose 2% to reach 694 billion dirhams from the end of 2019. Emirates Holdings has agreed to sell Middlesex University Dubai to Study World Education Holding Group. According to a listing posted on Dubai Financial Market, Emirates confirmed that a sale and purchase agreement has been signed with Dubai-based Study World. The transaction is subject to regulatory approvals and estimation of final consideration. No financial details of the transaction were announced in the market update. Al Wata Football Club are making big changes to the team, including bringing in a new head coach. Dutchman Mark Votter is their third head coach in a year, following Maurice Stein, who started last season's campaign before being replaced by Manuel Jimenez after just a few months. Votter has previous experience of coaching English side Southampton and Doha's Al Ahly, among other clubs, and was coaching the youth setup at Al Wata in Abu Dhabi last season. And they've also started splashing out on new players, including Slovenian Tim Mataves. The 31-year-old striker has signed a 2-year contract with Al Wata after 3 seasons with the Dutch club Vitesse. Mataves has made 38 appearances for his national Slovenian team, many as captain, and said at his press conference that he hopes to help Al Wata win a first league title in over a decade. And finally, UFC President Dana White says Abu Dhabi may well host the return of Khabib Nurmagomedov in September. The lightweight champion last fought in the UAE capital last September, and in local media today, while he's quoted as saying that he expects Khabib to fight again in Abu Dhabi later this year. The UFC boss also said that Abu Dhabi has become his destination of choice to stage all his biggest fights in the next few years. Fight Island has just one more of its 4 events on Yas Island this month to go. July 26th will be the final fight night of the current series. And on that, we end tonight's bulletin. Follow us at Dubai One TV and at Emirates_news. Our COVID-19 briefs continue throughout the day, keeping you in touch. And our regular edition of Emirates News is on air weeknights at 7:30 p.m. We'll be back again tomorrow at the same time. For now, from the whole team, thanks for watching.